Hey guys, so in this video, I'll be going over the basics of HTML. HTML is the foundation of building websites. So if you're looking to get into web development, then watch this video. Okay, so first you'll need a code editor such as VS Code. So that's the one I'll be using here today. So you can use any code editor, even Notepad, but I would recommend using an IDE such as VS Code or Sublime Text, just so you'll get familiar with working in a coding environment. Okay, so first we'll create a new folder for our website project. So go to open folder, and then I'll just create a new folder here. Yeah, I'll just name it website. Okay, and open that folder. Okay, great. So now we have our folder open. I'll create our index.html file. So over here, you just want to create that file. So we'll name it index.html. Okay, great. So we initialize an HTML file here. So to state that it's a HTML file, what you want to do is declare the doc type as HTML like so, and then just close it off at the bottom here. Okay. And then over here, what you need to do is set up the body tag. So this is where all your HTML elements will reside in. That's visual in the browser. And then also you can set up the head tag, and this is where you can put your styles. You can put JavaScript or any code that doesn't need to be displayed in the browser. Okay, so let's just get started here. Okay, so the first thing we want to do is put a title up here. Is title our page. So we're gonna put title and then just name it homepage. Okay, so that's all that we're gonna do up here in the head, because we're not working with any styles or external JavaScript files. So mainly in this tutorial, we'll just go over the HTML basics. Okay, so we're gonna start off with an H1 tag. So these are your heading tags. They go from H1 to H6. So H1s are your most important headings, and based on SEO best practices, it's best to have only one H1 per page. So we'll name this homepage. Okay, and then underneath that, we'll insert a paragraph tag. So this is a description text. So anything that's not a heading, you would set it as a paragraph. Okay, so this is the homepage of this website. Okay, great. So now we're gonna need to view this live in a browser. So what we can do is install this extension called Live Server. Okay, so I already have this installed here. So once you have this installed, you can go over here in the corner and click Run Live Server, and this will open up your page. Okay, and if we check here, we have our home page. And if we check up here in the header, we can see the title of our page, which is homepage, which is what we set it as. Okay, great. So we set up our first functioning page using HTML. Okay, great. So next what we're gonna do is learn about links. Okay, so we're gonna create like just a little menu. So back in VS Code, what we're gonna do is create a list. So what you wanna do is do UL, and then for each link, you wanna put it in the LI. So this will be home. Let's do about. And then contact. Oops, it's LI contact. Okay, and then if we check our website, we see our list over here, but we can't click on the items yet because we haven't created the pages and wrapped our links in an anchor tag, which will allow you to connect it to other pages. So let's create the about and contact page. So we'll just copy our home page in VS Code. So back in VS Code, open up your file manager and just copy the index and paste it 2 times. Okay, so we have 2 copies and we're going to rename it. This one's going to be about. Okay, and this one's going to be contact.html, and then we're just going to change up the title and the heading. So for the about, just name it about. And then contact, the same thing. Okay, so now let's set up our links. Okay, so we're gonna have to duplicate this after. So first we'll just start off with the home page. Okay, so what you want to do is in the LI, just wrap this in an A tag. So this is how you would create links. Okay, and then what you want to do is use the attribute href. So this will connect to a new file. And then what we want to do for this is index.html. Okay, and then the same thing for about. But for about, it's about.html, and then the same thing for contact. So I'll just copy this down here. Okay, and then close that off. And then this will be contact.html. Okay, and then we go back to our website over here. Okay, so we're on the home page. If you click about, now it shows about. And you see here, now the menu isn't working because we haven't copied our changes to the other pages. So let's do that now. So back here in VS Code, let's just copy our entire UL element and just overwrite it for each page. Okay, and then if we check our website again, you go to contact, and now the menu is working on each page. So great, we set up a basic menu over here using only HTML. Okay, so next let's work on creating images. Okay, so let's find a popular image. Okay, so I like this one here. It's like a dune image. Okay, so what you want to do is take this image and put it in the same folder with all of your pages. Okay, so I'll just add that over here. So usually for good practice, what you want to do is keep your images organized. So we're going to put this in an img folder, and then we'll just enter that there. Okay, and I'll just rename the file for simplicity's sake. Okay, so I'll just rename the image as main. Okay, so now what you want to do is remember the folder name and the file name. Because we're already in the website folder, what we need to do is from the file that the index file is in, we want to go into the image folder and then access the main image.jpg. Okay, so we'll add the image right underneath the paragraph. So we're going to do the element for extracting an image, img, and then the src, that's important. So what we're going to do is in the image folder, we're going to get the main JPEG. Okay, and then if we check out our homepage, okay, so the image is quite big. So what we can do is set up a specific width and height for the image. So let's say give it a width of 250 pixels and a height of 250 pixels as well. And we checked it out on the website. Great, so this looks a bit better as it's in line with the content now. So you can just adjust the width and height as how you feel the image will look best. So let's say 350. Yep, so this looks better as the image doesn't look as squished. I hope you're enjoying the video thus far. I just wanted to put a plug on my consultation service. So if you're looking for one-on-one help with your website strategy or looking to learn more about web development, then you can click the link in the description to book a one-on-one consultation with me. Now back to the video. Okay, great. So next let's work on editing our other pages. So in the about page, let's change up the description and add a unique image. So let's say this website is about Dune 2, the movie. So for this page, let's do an H2 and then let's say cast of Dune 2, and then we can do another order list element, and then so do the links. So let's say character 1, character 2. So let's check out our website now. Awesome, so you see the H2 is smaller in size compared to the H1. So that's the importance of using the proper heading tags. Okay, and then let's find a good image. Yep, so this one here looks good. So I'll just download this one as well. And then back in VS Code, I'll just rename the image to about, okay, and then add it into our image folder. And then we're gonna access this image at the very bottom after our list. So again, image tag, the src is in the image folder, and then we want the about image and give it a width and height. So let's say width is equal to 300. Let's see how that looks. Great, so this looks good. Lastly, let's go over the contact page, and I'll show you how to set up a basic form using HTML, but it won't be functional yet as you'll need a backend language such as PHP or Node.js in order to handle the requests. So here in VS Code, over here in contact. Okay, so the paragraph, let's say fill out the form to get in contact. And then I'll also show you how you can bold text as well. So you can use specific tags like the strong tag over here in bold, and then to italicize, you can use EM tags. Okay, and then we'll put the form here, italicize, okay, and then let's check how that'll look. Okay, if we check here, the form element is in italics and then the contact element is in bold. Okay, and then for making a text bold, you can also just use the B element, so that's the same thing as strong. So if we check out our website, it's still bolded here. Okay, so now let's work on setting up our form. So back here in VS Code, what you want to do is open up a form tag. So still inside the body tag, you want to keep all your elements. So we're going to do form. Okay, so the action. So usually this will be, say, something like submit.php. So it'll be a separate file, but in this tutorial, it's only HTML. So we'll just leave that blank. And then we'll have to set up the labels and the inputs. Okay, so with the labels, so for each input, you should have a label. Let's say this is for name. Give the label the name, and then the input over here will be a text input. Okay, and then you want to make sure that the for label matches with the input here. So the name of this input matches with the for label. So the name is equal to name. So let's copy this, and then we're gonna do, say, message. So this one is message. Here's message. So for this input, it'll be a text area input as we want it to be multi-line. So again, for the name will be for match with the label, so messages, and then the columns will be 30 and 10 by default. Okay, so let's see how that looks like on the website. Okay, so we have the name input and the messages, so it's kind of big, so we can reduce that, and we'll move this on separate lines. So to move elements on separate lines, you can use the BR element, the BR tag. So I'll show you how to do that now. So first I'll show you how to group elements together. So we can use the div tag, so that'll group elements together as well, and it will put them on separate lines. So we can, instead of using the BR, I'll show you how to organize elements with divs. So divs are important for creating sections of your website. Okay, so if we check out the website now, so now they're on separate lines, but let's just add in some manual spacing at the top using a BR tag. So back here in VS Code, so over here between the div, what we can do is just do a BR element, okay, and close that off. And if we check our website now, so now we see over here that there's some spacing. Okay, and then lastly, let's add in the submit button. So to do that, what you want to do is before the form ends, we can do input type is submit, okay, and then the value is submit, okay, and then again, just add in some spacing at the top with another BR tag, and let's check out the website. Awesome, so we have our submit button here. So again, it's not going to work as there isn't any backend logic, but if you fill out the form, so Sean, and then this is a test, and we click submit, we can check up in the URL that it's pulling these inputs. And so this is what you'd be able to use in backend code. So that's how the HTML form element is utilized. So using only HTML, we were able to set up a basic homepage and website that allows you to navigate through links, add images, as well as setting up a basic contact form over here. So HTML is the foundation to any website, so it's important that you get a good understanding of these fundamentals before moving on to styling the elements. So this concludes the end of the video. I hope you were able to get an understanding of the basics of HTML. If you're looking for one-on-one help or to get help with your online presence, then you can book a consultation with me in the link in the description. Please like and subscribe for more content like this, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Thanks.